What's happening, everybody? Well, with the announcement of the S650 Mustang, is this really the end for Mopar? I mean, in your mind, does the potential of not having a Challenger and only having a Mustang, does that do anything for you Mopar guys? Let me ask you in another way. How do you feel about the brand just in general at this point? You know, leading up to this, you were fed, and I mean force-fed, commercials with Challengers and Chargers, drifting, rock and roll music, tire smoke, the whole bit. An announcer with a really low voice almost sounds like Sling Blade. And while you're listening to all of this and having your eyeballs just filled full of these images, you're led to believe that Dodge is the one manufacturer that will stand in the face of all tyranny. You remember that commercial? Even had George Washington rolling up in one of those things. Wow, how far have they fallen now? Looks like Mustang is the only brand and Ford is the only manufacturer with the cojones to actually step in the direction of the free market, with everybody else basically bowing down to, in essence, whatever they are told to do. So, in being brought to heel, do you see Dodge in a little bit different light? I know I kind of do. You know, I was really expecting to see something along the lines of, I don't know, maybe a new platform. Here's our new V8 engine. Here's something to look forward to. Here's another way to look at it. Maybe I was thinking Dodge was going to go back to their roots, and I don't mean like the 1960s. I'm talking about maybe to the 80s. You know, when Dodge was making cars that were edgy, you know, like the Omni or the Daytona, something completely different, but was in keeping with the times. At that point in time, you have to remember that V8s were on their way out, kind of like they are now. Boosted stuff was all the rage, 16 valves per cylinder, 4 cylinders, and the like. Well, now, it's kind of like history is repeating itself in a way. Is Dodge going to go that route? And would you be cool with an inline 6? That Hurricane inline 6 looks to be pretty potent, potentially 500 horsepower worth of potent. And that's not including any hybridization or further development with that engine platform. Would you be cool with that? You know, kind of a front engine, rear drive Daytona, if you will, because they seem to be wearing that nameplate out. And speaking of wearing things out, what is the deal with the last two offerings, number 6 and number 7 of these limited productions? King Daytona at $102,000? I'm just going to leave that right there. Well, not just leave it. What the hell? What is it even hearkening back to? Nobody that remembers what that car represented, and the Black Ghost as well, which was number 7. Nobody that remembers or even would know the story of what those cars would represent. If they were alive then, they're not anymore. The people that were looking at those cars in magazines, if they were middle-aged then and could afford them, they're gone and forgotten by now. See, the problem is that Mopar keeps looking to their past and never looking to their future. And in bringing out these last two commemorative cars, instead of putting the energy into far overpriced forced collectibles, maybe put a little bit of energy into, I don't know, developing new engine platforms, internal combustion, or at least have the fortitude that your marketing has put out there and has led people to believe that you have. See, the thing is that when you look at this from the position of the Mopar fan, there's not much to look forward to. And as loyal as a lot of those fans are, they are already starting to look at Mustang as their next new car purchase. Those that aren't are planning on keeping the Mopars that they have and not moving forward with anything that Dodge is going to release, primarily because they left all of their enthusiasts more or less at the altar when they had that little dumpster fire that they put out into the world over the 3 days at Roadkill Nights / Woodward Dream Cruise. So for you guys, I've got to ask you, would a 500 horsepower Hurricane Inline 6 platform, maybe smaller, little bit lighter weight, more of a one-on-one competitor to the Mustang, would you be in on that? Would that even interest you at all? Would, for some of you guys, some of my Cold War kids out there, would that bring back some nostalgia for the GLH, for the Daytona from back in the day of 2.2 liter turbo fame? Maybe some of you guys were more into the Sprints. Would it harken back some of that nostalgia? Let me know what you're thinking about in the comments. I can tell you that some folks would be behind it and a lot wouldn't. Let me know what you think. That's a wrap. Adios.